Symbotic, SYM. It's a robotics company, and they automate the warehouse process, and they have some of their customers are like Walmart and Target and others. And it's an interesting company, very volatile, as you can see from the chart. They were at 25, then to 60, then back down to 29, back up to 60, 17, all the way to 80, 51. I own some of this. I like what they make, so let's just go over some of the financials. By the way, if you enjoy investing and you want to continue to evaluate stocks with me, hit that subscribe button and give it a like. This is my first video, so a bit uncomfortable, but as I start covering more, and also I'm sick as a dog right now, but let's get into this. Look at that free float shares. 50% closely held is 50%, and I'm gonna give you guys how much of that is later, who owns what, are the biggest holders in it, but not on the computer. So the market cap, 30.88 billion. Is that right? You gotta check all these different sites, and that sounds about right. Yeah, 30.8 billion. That is right. Debt is 30 million. Cash is 1.8 billion. Look at that. Cash equivalent's 1.8. Debt is 30 million. That's what you like to see. Valuation rate has getting a higher price of sales of 3. So when you look at their revenue and then you look at cost of goods, it's pretty much flat. I mean, they're making nothing, but they're not losing much either. And their balance sheet is strong. Revenues have grown. 5 million, 1 billion, 1.7, 2.5. That's good growth. Net income is negative though. Barely though. It's mainly their systems and mainly United States with 2% international. That's good to see though, that could grow. When you look at their EPS, it's remained relatively flat except for this, where they surprised by a lot. But there's a slight up curve to this. And when you look at the revenue, it's been a very nice up curve. And I will say something that you should look out for in a company like this is customer concentration. You know, you lose one customer, and that can be everything. But like I said, I own this company, and let me also say that this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. This is a community, and I hope to have a community of friends and people to share ideas with, and Symbotic's something that I own and I invest in, and if I can convince others to do their own due diligence on something like this and they haven't heard about it, then all the better. When you look at the free cash flow, look at this. They've already collected 189 million. And look at that balance sheet. But look at the free cash flow. I mean, this company, when you have a hardware company like this, free cash flow is pretty important. As, you know, I don't really know how to do financial companies that well, but because they have a lot of debt and stuff. But we got more than just this. Like, let's look at their price to free cash flow. Current is 7.5. That's pretty cheap. Operating margin, it looks like it's turned positive. Operating margin at positive 1%. Net margin at 0.4 from used to be negative, although it was positive in Q4 24, 0.87. Revenue per share, 18. I'm probably not going to post this, but it's good to get a good practice in. I'm going to go over it, see how it sounds. Man, it's so much better on the phone. Look at this right here. Look at the quarterly. Look at that. Look at the projected EPS growth. I mean, look at 2025. 2025 was ballistic out of nowhere in the 2.02, 0.5, 2.9 out of nowhere in 2029. And then you go to revenue, you go to annual. Slight beat. Let's assume that this is a slight beat. I mean, this is a company growing, and look at that cash flow. I mean, again, I thought that their cash flow was cash from operating activities, $205 million. In Q1, that's just one quarter. 2025 was a great year for SYM. Almost said SoFi there. Cash from operating 265. That's 2 quarters in a row, almost $500 million. In one quarter, Q4, they did $500 million in one quarter of cash flow. Cash from operating activities, sorry. So they're making, and then they did some huge financing right here. I think they diluted, or not diluted, but they sold some shares, some new shares to they saw their stock was high, and I think they raised some capital. But when you look at the free cash flow, it's actually negative on almost all of them. But then you have these positive years of 197, 249, 494. Trailing 12 month is positive. So yeah, no, this is look at the free cash flow right here. But some years of negative, or quarters, sorry, forgive me. Look at that look at the free cash flow. I mean, a hardware company with robotics needs this. Let's go to revenue, see who. I wish it showed. Let me go do some personal stuff, but like I said, these guys, let's go see if we can find. Normally sell, and you do have buying that happens, but SoftBank owns 31%. Walmart owns 12%. Bailey Gifford and Company owned almost 10%, 9.9 to be exact. The Vanguard Group, 5%. SB Investment Advisors Incorporated, 4.45%. And I'm getting this from the Wall Street Journal app on my phone. And it looks like institutions own 79.8% of this company. And 11% public companies. General public companies is 12%. Institutions is 80%. General public is 7.7%. Individual insiders is 0.5%. Private companies is 0.02%. So looks like institutions own 100,388,667 shares. So they're holding, institutions are in this. And yeah, they got a good balance sheet. I mean, $1.8 billion in cash, $30 million in debt. They just raised some money. And let's check out what they're about. You know? Oh man. We exist to create solutions that drive business results for our customers. We focus on outcomes, use data to make decisions, and tie our personal goals to the success of the team, the business, and ultimately our customers. Trust is fundamental to our success. You see, I love that. We're committed to transparency and communication from our leaders and across all levels of organization. We earn trust when we act with integrity, empathy, respect, and inclusivity. I can't lie, I'm a little baked as I'm reading this. So, as a robotics and automation company, we are driven by a desire for innovation and the pursuit of perpetual improvement. We seek both incremental improvements and industry-changing breakthroughs. By opening ourselves to new ideas, we discover solutions to real-world problems. We are entrusted to do what's best for our customers and the company and our teams. That means we commit to specific goals and take responsibilities for our actions. We work together as a team, holding ourselves and each other accountable. We recognize that collaboration makes for better results. By working together, we embrace diversity. We all win. A flexible, team-first posture is what unlocks our values for our customers and our company. Yeah, man. So that's Symbiotic, guys. That's a company that I own, and just remember, always do your own due diligence and that the markets are risky. Like I said, this is a volatile stock. We'll get into I think. But let's get into the financials. We'll switch to maybe the 4 hour. Let's really zoom out. So we got some key levels at 16, 31, and around this 40 area, like 43, 50. So these are some levels: 50, 42, 43. Then you got 38, 31, 16, 17. And I have an entry around somewhere around here last year, or late last year. And I held up here, and I didn't sell, and now it's back down. And I'm just thinking, man, I mean, look at these past few earnings. I mean, they've been just doing well. They've been doing good. This was a miss, barely though. That's a decent miss, but I mean, their earnings are peculiar. Overall, I'm bullish. So I like the balance sheet, and cash flow is seems like it's doing good. And let me know. I'm probably not gonna post this because it's probably terrible, but if it's not, I'll chop it up or see what I can do. If anybody knows any good editing software, that would be great, because I don't know what I'm doing. And if you got any value from this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching. Eventually I'm going to come out with some camera vids, and I'm going to make more. I'm going to live stream. We're going to go over options and stocks and look at the financials and